This next big Nintendo rumor says that we might be expecting the next Nintendo Direct really soon. Let's talk about it.
Block content.
What's happening, my Block buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Block Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. It is going to be a pretty fun episode today because we get to talk about the stuff that we all love, and we get to speculate on this crazy rumor that just dropped. Yes, that actually talks about a Nintendo Direct coming really soon right now, and this rumor is backed up by GoNintendo.com, and actually is crazy bit of speculation that I want to dive deep into just because it's been a while since the previous Nintendo Direct. As you guys know, the previous Nintendo Direct Mini wasn't all that long ago, the partner showcase, but the huge Nintendo Directs that we normally would be getting multiple times a year, yeah, we haven't gotten one all year, and it's been so long since. So everyone's kind of wondering when that will be, but the speculation could end today because it actually feels like we might have a window of time where we will expect the Nintendo Direct in, and Nintendo has actually already confirmed something about this themselves. So I'll talk all about those quotes from Nintendo and of course everything that we can find within the information of today. That's super awesome and I'm very excited about that too. And of course you guys know that the giveaway is finally over, so that's something that I wanted to drop. We are now selecting our winners, so that's going to be really fun. We're probably going to give all of them away to one person. That's because of everything crazy going on in the world right now, but that just means one awesome person will be very happy with a lot of cool stuff. So I'll keep you guys in the loop about that. And of course I've been answering many of you guys' questions about Smash Ultimate and new fighters in our show Question Blocked, where I answer your questions. What do I think of your favorite game? How do you start making YouTube videos? Well, whatever you can think of, send your question through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I will answer your question live on the show in our next Question Blocked episode. And well, this is really cool. We're going to be doing a new show here on Blocked Content. We have a title, we have a brand new animated intro, and this is going to be totally new, totally different than what we do at Leak Speak, and it's going to be me and a partner too. So we're recording the next episode of this in about a week's time, and it's going to be so much fun for you guys. So please let me know in the comments what game you want us to play on that show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay guys, let's get into the news of today, and that's actually coming from GoNintendo.com. Their story says, rumor, a Nintendo may have another presentation to share sometime between this August 11th to 22nd, 2020. It's time for the next wave of speculation. So originally posted by Raw Meat Cowboy, and it says, here's what we know for a fact. Nintendo is going to host another Nintendo Direct Mini. Partner showcase. The Big N confirmed that info themselves, but didn't say when it would be. That's all we have for facts right now, but let's move on to the rumor. Jeff Grubb of VentureBeat, the man who's been practically spot on with his Nintendo Direct early info, is once again taking a stab at when Nintendo's next showcase will be. According to his most recent schedule shared on Twitter, Nintendo will have something to show between August 11th to 22nd, 2020. Will this be the next Nintendo Direct Mini partner showcase? Could it be something more substantial? Will it be an Indie World presentation? Nintendo does like to make their Indie World presentations in August, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's tied to that. Now, for his own random speculation, he'll take a guess that this mystery event will take place on August 19th, 2020. It's the birthday of the person that made this post, and Nintendo loves to make extra work for him around then. Well, really interesting, so go to GoNintendo.com for the full story. But yeah, ultimately I would say it does feel very likely that we're not getting that huge Nintendo Direct that everyone's kind of expecting at this point, because it just seems like if it hasn't happened up until now around E3 time, then it will surely take a little bit longer still. And it feels like Nintendo is having a rough year. Yes, of course, teleworking in Japan isn't as ingrained in the culture or as easy to change up and do than it is in the Western parts of the world, right? I mean, we've heard all about that from Nintendo themselves. They're having a little bit of trouble changing everything around. Now, Sakurai and the Smash Brothers team, they don't have quite that big of an issue over there because Smash Brothers is of course a train that just needs to keep going, and Sakurai would, even be in his own health way, right, to make sure that it all happens and it's all scheduled and all on time. We've heard all those crazy stories about Sakurai actually passing out in the gym, or being with an IV drip in the studio. So with Super Smash Bros., we usually kind of care about Sakurai and we think about that game director's health more than anything, but we know that things will always stay on schedule just because, yes, Smash Bros. Is one of the most high-profile Nintendo games, but also just because with that DLC rolling out, you have dates set, you have people that already bought a Fighter's Pass, so you can't really delay any of that, indefinitely or something like that. But for games like a Metroid Prime 4 that have just been announced, there's not even a trailer out or anything, or even something like the Breath of the Wild game that we only have a teaser trailer right now, there's no release date set at all, then you get to wonder how long can they indefinitely put those games on hold right now? What is happening over there in Japan with Nintendo that is taking things so long? I mean, Sony and Xbox and Microsoft, they've both been doing a really great job still keeping us in the loop with information about new games, with crazy good presentations, with a whole lot more information that we can even handle at this point, and they all have consoles that will launch this year, which is totally insane to me in a time as crazy as this in the world right now, releasing a brand new console. I mean, it does make a lot of sense. People are at home and people do really want to enjoy some video games right now in their quarantine. But yes, it is crazy to think about all those manufacturers and all the people working on the games. Yes, they still need to be on schedule. And then if you turn that around to that Nintendo of all things, then you start to wonder, why aren't they doing as good of a job? I think the answer is in what I previously said, right? I mean, it's a lot more difficult for a country like Japan to work from home. And with all the things going on in the world right now, it wouldn't make that much sense to have everyone in the same building working on a game or multiple games right now, right? That would just not look good on Nintendo's part at all. So what I think is going to happen is I think we might be getting a Nintendo Direct that is more geared towards something like a partner showcase or indie games, like Raw Meat Cowboy has been saying in this post as well. I think it makes total sense for them to cut some slack, for themselves and actually say, hey, third-party developers, if you want to promote games that you're actively making, right? I mean, people, from Western countries are also developing games and, they are a lot more capable to do stuff like that. So to me, that makes total sense, right? So a lot more showcases like that, and maybe the big Nintendo Direct is going to be saved just before Christmas time, so they can actually still have some sales for games coming out, but it doesn't seem very likely that even in August we'll be getting a huge Nintendo Direct. Of course, we will keep reporting on all the Nintendo Direct leaks that will happen, and sometimes they even happen daily, which is totally crazy to me. Everyone kind of wants this, and there are of course a lot of fake leaks and people just spouting out nonsense that really just want this to happen. But all that block content is good for right now is to embrace the culture right now and to make something positive out of a pretty crazy situation. So even if something seems fake, it is worth talking about what people are actually wanting to see in those Nintendo Directs. The wishes of the people are something that we need to discuss on this channel to kind of see where everything is moving towards. Even with Smash Bros. Ultimate, seeing which characters people want in the game, for instance, can totally impact what will actually happen, right? I think that is a main reason why characters like Ridley, King K. Rool, and Banjo and Kazooie are now in Super Smash Bros. It's just the wishes of the people, they count for so many and they listen to the fans. So I'm really curious if you guys have any specific thoughts on when this Nintendo Direct will be, what kind of version of Direct it will be. Will it be an indie Direct or something more akin to the partner showcase, or will we actually get this huge, gigantic Nintendo Direct that we have been expecting for the longest time? I'm really curious about all of that. So let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think of this, and if you put down a comment, that could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. And today's comment question is, when are we actually getting that Nintendo Direct? In what form? Well, as for a previous comment question winner, our answer actually comes to us from our user Joseph Tamilia saying, While I already expected a Pokemon rep for Smash's second Fighters Pass, I feel like for Nintendo it's not the smartest move, as another Pokemon isn't as exciting as a third-party rep, and not a strong selling point at all. Pokemon also has enough representation with at least 8 characters and 51 more represented as Pokemon. However, as long as the character is a fun moveset, then I'll be okay with it. So Joseph, thank you so much for commenting. I totally agree. I think that putting more first-party characters in that pass right now is a very, very risky move, right? I mean, the reaction to Byleth was very, very negative for the most part. You know, the character is fine, but I think that putting that at the end of a big third-party Fighters Pass was a very tone-deaf decision. But I also feel like putting in Min Min at the start of this pass was a very good idea, right? I mean, it was very fresh. It was something that not a lot of people were expecting, and Min Min actually got over very well with the fans. But if you are doing another first-party character now, I think people are going to lose faith for a lot of things that people are going to be expecting or wanting, and that people are going to be buying that pass for, right? I mean, I myself have already bought the pass, the entirety, so I'll just get all the characters, right? But they could be characters that I don't really care for at all, right? And if it is one of the new Pokemon from Sword and Shield, there's a big chance that it will be a character that I like, but I mean, there are also Pokemon that I don't really like from that generation. So yes, it is still a gamble for people. So yeah, as long as the moveset is fun, I'm game as well. So thank you so much for your comment, Joseph. And thank you all so much for sending in your comments. These are so much fun to read through. And of course, a huge shout out to our latest Patreon supporters. I love you guys so much. It's so crazy to see you guys join this channel on Patreon. There are going to be big changes coming to Patreon as well as we launch a brand new show on Blocked Content too. So keep an eye out for that. And if you want to support the channel, you are awesome. Please go to patreon.com/blockedcontent. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, hit subscribe now, smash that like button, ring the bell for notifications, and all the news and fun you care about will be delivered on the daily to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner, but there's always more Blocked Content. See ya!